All right, so how are you supposed to know if it's a rebound or not? And more importantly, if it is a rebound or if it's not a rebound, what are you supposed to do? Let's go ahead and get into that in this video. Okay, so the first way that you can tell it's a rebound is through something called psychological displacement. Now, what exactly is this? Well, basically, when we get into a relationship with someone, a relationship will naturally and organically develop at a certain rate, and so we'll hit certain milestones along the way. Things like moving in with one another, saying I love you, maybe getting engaged, maybe getting married, things like that, meeting family, meeting the parents, all that sort of stuff. But what you may notice is after a breakup, if they go to a new relationship and then that relationship very quickly gets up to about the same level that you and their relationship was at, then that is what's called psychological displacement. Essentially, they're trying to fast forward the new relationship so that it's sort of at about the same level that your relationship with them was at. So if the two of you were maybe kind of thinking about getting married or something like that, suddenly you find that, hey, their new rebound and them are getting engaged after only like 2 months together or something like that. It's okay, kind of fast. But they're basically trying to recreate the same relationship that they had with you with this other person, okay? So that's essentially what's going on. Major rebound kind of sign right there. The next way that you can tell that they are in a rebound relationship is that they're behaving in uncharacteristic ways. You were together with them. You probably have this sort of sense about who they are, what they're about, what their personality is like, etc. And if you suddenly find that they're turning on a dime and they're getting into new things, they're taking on new hobbies, especially if those are kind of like, destructive, sort of numbing sort of hobbies, like, drinking a lot, doing drugs and things like that, then that's obviously like major rebound kind of stuff. But if they're taking on new things, what that is that in many ways it is kind of a rebound sort of activity, because it sort of reflects that they are trying to make a clean break from the past. And that's not to say that it's necessarily a bad thing to make a clean break from the past and to start a new chapter of your life with some degree of intentionality. But it also could be a rebound sort of thing as well too, because they're maybe potentially trying to say, okay, I need to make my life entirely different so that I can tell myself this story that I've moved on. Because basically what rebound relationships are all about is this emotionally unavailable ideal of what the relationship means, rather than a natural organic thing that somebody's going through. And so if somebody's trying to make the breakup or make something mean something other than what it is, then that is definitely rebound kind of behavior. They could be taking on uncharacteristic activities. They could be trying to, make it seem as if their life is bigger, better than it was before, or something like that, because then they can tell themselves some sort of story about how they moved on first and therefore how they, won the breakup or whatever. By the way, if you're liking this video, it would help me out a lot if you would just ever so gently and delicately press the thumbs up button for the YouTube algorithm. It's a totally free way to support the channel, and you have my eternal gratitude for doing so. Another sign that it's a rebound relationship is if you're seeing a lot of things on social media, online, that really sort of frame their relationship as if it's the best thing ever. Many times people will try to post things on social media that, make their life look perfect, because that's how most people use social media. Hey, smile, the camera's looking. Isn't my life great? Isn't it perfect? Because I'm going on yet another vacation. I'm just got into a great new relationship. I just did this amazing thing at work. People curate their lives on social media to kind of portray this, hey, my life is perfect, I have this idealized life kind of vibe. Of course, this isn't an accurate projection of most people's lives at all. Most people, hide the doubts, the challenges that they're going through, and they play up the positive things. It's just how people generally use social media. But if you see a lot of their new relationship being sort of flouted out on social media, what this really signifies is that they are really locked in on this sort of emotionally unavailable thing where they're trying to play up the relationship and trying to make it mean something. Hey, look at me. I'm back better than ever before because I'm in this new relationship. Look at this new partner. Isn't it better than my ex was? Because, my ex was a dirtbag or whatever, and this guy is the most perfect person ever, or whatever the case might be. They're basically trying to create this illusion that their life is all put together because they want to believe that they have made the right choice. And so if they can just make it seem to the world that this is the right relationship for them, I think in a lot of ways they're hoping that it sort of creates this feedback loop and that it is going to become perfect. But, obviously, once again, this is an emotionally unavailable thing. They're trying to make the relationship define their life rather than just naturally and organically creating the relationship in its own way. Another way that you can tell if it is a rebound relationship is if they obviously haven't put in the time and effort to heal emotionally. Now, of course, people are going to heal at their own time and pace. There's no set amount of time that it takes somebody to heal or move on from a breakup or anything like that. But let's be honest here. Most of the time, people that I hear about who are going through breakups, their partner got out of their relationship, and then within a matter of a week or a couple days or whatever, they're in a new relationship. Obviously, that is not a person who has had time to emotionally process their feelings and to come to a clear point where it's like, yes, I'm feeling whole and complete in my life as it is right now. Let me go forward and intentionally create a bold, organic relationship. No, this is somebody who is still working through all of this and probably still burying their emotions into this new relationship. We often have this belief that time heals all wounds, and if we just, distract ourselves with things, we don't have to experience the heartache of a breakup, and we can just let time heal that. Well, we just, medicate ourselves and numb ourselves with this new relationship. Obviously, that's not how it works, but people have a weird way of thinking about things. Another way you can tell if it's a rebound is if they still have very strong emotions about you. Now, obviously, this includes very positive emotions where they're torn about you, they're still attracted to you, they want to be in contact with you, they want to talk to you, they don't want to let go. That obviously is one way that this is going to show up, but it also is going to show up if they, don't like you very much at all. I suppose that's a polite way of saying it. If they're very upset, if they're very angry, if they're very hostile towards you. And, they say that obviously the opposite of love isn't hate, it's indifference. And people will often try to behave indifferent, but many times they're just kind of papering over very strong, intense emotions. That whole I don't care about you, I don't have any feelings. Obviously, that's just an act. Obviously, that's not how they genuinely feel. It's just an act that they're putting on because they want to believe that they don't feel anything. So what we're talking about is a genuine non-emotionality about it. Like when I think about my big ex from the past who I went through all my stuff with, many, many, many years ago, I can say, yeah, she had her problems, I had my problems, we were incompatible with one another, and we just, weren't the right fit to be with one another. That's a sort of dispassionate, matter-of-fact, emotionless kind of thing about it. I'm at acceptance with where things were. In a lot of ways, I do wish her the best in her life, but we're just not right to be with one another. And that's kind of where I'm coming from. It's not like, yeah, I don't feel anything for her. I feel nothing at all. Like, obviously, if I'm going to come at things like that, then you can tell that I'm just trying to hide the feelings. And so if there are any sort of strong positive feelings, obviously, strong negative feelings, obviously, but also sort of like hidden, papered over feelings, then yeah, they are probably in a rebound relationship because they still have unresolved feelings for you. Okay, so if all of this is lining up, the next thing I want you to do is I want you to check out this video right here that's going to go over the strategy of how you can save your relationship if they are dating someone else. This is going to be the strategy that our most successful clients have used, and I think you're going to find it very different from just those typical no contact, ignore them, make them crawl over broken shards of glass kind of thing that you're probably hearing everywhere else. Anyway, I'll see you right over there.